Hey everyone, Ryan here, and this is my review of the 2023 LEGO Star Wars Endor Speeder Chase diorama set. It's made for adults, given set number 75353 with 608 pieces. That'll set you back $80 in the US, and I think that price is frankly absurd, especially given the quality of some of the minifigures in this set, as we'll get to momentarily. Inside the box, we'll find our numbered bags and an instruction manual. Thankfully, no sticker sheet to be found here. Everything's going to be printed, and inside that instruction manual is a quick read about the speeder bike chase and the LEGO set if you want to pause and read. And pause and read I did, as chasing the details caught my eye, saying Leia and Luke's camouflage outfits are updated for high-speed action. And while yes, these are updated minifigures, they are not good. And I say that because this set is $80, not $50, where this level of quality would be okay. It's $80. It is what most people would say is overpriced. And in my eyes, if something's gonna be overpriced, it better still be top-notch. Especially if you're going to write chasing the details about how great your new figures are in your instruction manual. Both of these minifigures should have dual molded legs, Luke with black on his bottom half, and Leia with a sand blue and black combo. This is actually represented on the minifigures. Unfortunately, in Luke Skywalker's case, it looks like 12-year-old me took some Sharpie to his legs and tried to draw rectangles on there. Leia has a faded print for the intended sand blue color for the bottom half of her legs. The technology exists to just have a dual molded leg, but instead for $80, you get figures that look like a 12-year-old took Sharpie to them. It's insane. I would also suggest that Luke should have dual molded arms with black for the bottom half of his arm, because clearly in the movie, it's half and half for the arm. And here's both figures next to the most recent versions of them. We have Luke from 1999, which at the very least had black arms and black legs to represent that Luke in the movie has black arms and black legs, but he's still wearing the poncho. I think that's better represented in 1999 than it is in 2023. It's quite ridiculous. So hopefully I've shown enough imagery to prove my point as to why I feel these figures are excessively inaccurate and bad, especially for $80. It's beyond crazy that they can't take classic minifigures like Luke and Leia to the next level for an overpriced LEGO set like this. Rant aside, these figures have some redeeming qualities, such as the gorgeous helmets on these guys. I mean, they are really nice with an excellent level of detail, and you would expect to see that expressed throughout the figure, wouldn't you? Nah, you don't get that. From the back, these minifigs actually look good too. They may be the first minifigs in LEGO's history that look better from behind. Here's the second faces, but put these two minifigs down as the first reason not to buy this set for $80. It ain't all bad though, because also included is one of the unanimously loved Scout Trooper minifigures. This is just one of those figures that show how great LEGO can be when it's great. But I don't think this figure is enough to make up for how bad they did Luke and Leia, especially gloating about chasing the details. You can't say that and then do this. There was fear that this set would use stickers for both the logo and quote tile, despite previous LEGO Star Wars diorama sets using printed pieces. The Temple of the Golden Idol diorama used stickers. Fortunately, they have stuck with the printed pieces here for LEGO Star Wars, which for the price you certainly expect, but you can never rule out with LEGO Star Wars. The quote for this one though is from Luke, and he says, "Quick, jam their conlink, center switch." But I would have preferred this as the quote. Also included as part of the display is this 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi brick, which is also printed and does look really good. It's just a bit of a distraction though on what have otherwise been sleek, low-profile bases for these LEGO Star Wars diorama sets. I don't really feel one way or the other about its appearance in the set. I honestly wouldn't care if it wasn't here, but I guess it's a nice bonus. Now we get to talk about whether or not the scene is represented well or poorly, starting with the tops of the trees, which have this weird kind of cutaway thing going on at the top where just there's the exposed inside of the tree. At least that's what I pick up from that. I'm not a tree expert, but that's what it looks like to me. It's weird, but also understandable if the concept is that the trees are actually supposed to be way taller. The foliage is in a nice color, but they do make all of the leaves the exact same design, just held on at different angles via the branches. When it comes to the tree trunk, they did a good job giving it a reasonably rounded design, basically using what feels like the inside of a brickheads to achieve that, and I do think they look good. I really don't have anything bad to say about it. As you move down both tree trunks, you'll see they start to incorporate some moss and plants from the ground of Endor, and I think this does look really good. You can see that sand green used for the mossy color, and the actual foliage in both the darker green and lighter green colors. Definitely looks like a vine to me growing up the tree on the right. The forest floor is littered with plenty of plant pieces to give it life, including a lot of the new LEGO fern piece that was introduced in the LEGO Lord of the Rings Rivendell set, so it's nice to see that getting plenty of usage already, and I think they did a really good job with this forest floor. There's also a sort of pathway that it looks like the speeder bikes are following. These Endor speeder bikes are vastly different and better than anything we've seen before. Typically, LEGO has done these in the reddish brown color, but for the first time, they're doing Endor speeder bikes in a dark tan color. And if you look in the movie, there are definitely scenes where this color seems like it actually is accurate. And so I feel for this particular set, it's not a bad change, although it definitely can be a jarring one because every Endor speeder since 1999 has been in brown. But these are removable, so you can just lift them away and maybe take a few plants with you. The bottom here is where it attaches onto its stand. Color aside, the design on these speeders is very good. I particularly liked the handlebar attachment and the foot pedal attachment here. You can see it just swings out in an odd way. And while the price and minifigs make it hard to like this set, these speeders are something to love about this set. So for this bike, you'll notice no studs. We just placed the Scout Trooper in and get him to hold the handlebar if you want him to not fall off. So this is what it looks like with the Scout Trooper attached. And the other bike has a slight variation. You'll notice extra studs on the back to accommodate both Luke and Leia on the same bike. So this is what they look like on the bike as a duo, and I think that's pretty sharp too. I think this design just works really well. It is a bit difficult to get the figures to attach, but once you get past that, it does look nice for display. With the minifigures on the bikes, it actually looks like a half-decent set. I mean, you can't even tell how bad the Luke and Leia minifigures are when they're on the bikes because they're back there in the shadows. I guess if you flip this around and take a look at them from the side, you start to get the idea, but it's a lot less noticeable when they're on the bike, which is definitely a good thing. The Death Star Trench Run was released a year prior to the Endor Speeder Chase for $20 less, and it feels like about the same amount of stuff to me. I don't really see the extra $20 in the Endor Speeder Chase, and they're the exact same base size. It just doesn't make sense to me. If the Luke and Leia minifigures went the extra mile, $80 for this wouldn't be the worst thing, and I could see recommending it to at least some people, but really for $80, it's just too much. You shouldn't pay more than $60 for this ever, and that's a pretty hard cap for me at $60 as far as what I would recommend for most people. But I can't deny it does look like a really good display set. With the minifigures on the speeder bikes, some of their shortcomings are much less distracting, and all of a sudden you have a scene that looks just like the scene in Return of the Jedi. And I'm actually really happy with the overall look of the speeders and foresty vibe of the set. I just cannot fathom this set costing $80, but that just might be LEGO Star Wars in 2023. Given the price and lack of quality on the minifigures for that price, this set's like a 6 out of 10. You just have to be better when you're charging this much money for your premium product. I'll have my affiliate links in the description below if you want to pick this set up and support the channel in doing so. Thank you for choosing to watch my review, and you can check out more 2023 LEGO Star Wars set reviews on the end screen now.